If you have noticed your car hesitating when you pull away from a stoplight, or if your gas mileage has mysteriously dropped over the last few weeks, you might be dealing with a P0127 trouble code. This code tells you that the intake air temperature is too high according to the engine computer. This is a generic code that applies to all modern vehicles, including your favorite Dodge, Jeep, or Mazda. The intake air temperature sensor is a tiny part called a thermistor, and it works with a mass airflow sensor to tell the powertrain control module exactly how dense the air coming into the engine is. The computer uses this data to decide how much fuel to spray and when to fire the spark plugs to keep a perfect 14.7:1 air-to-fuel ratio, which is the sweet spot for power and efficiency. The sensor is usually tucked into the air intake pipe or the air cleaner box so that ambient air flows over it constantly. If the computer sees a voltage signal that suggests the air is hotter than a desert summer, it will pull back on performance to protect the engine. You might feel a surge at idle or a major lack of power, especially during a cold start in the morning. Interestingly, one of the most common causes for this code is actually a simple human error. If you or a technician just changed the air filter, the sensor harness might have been left unplugged, or maybe the intake pipe was bumped and cracked during the service. Other causes include an open or shorted wire or a sensor that has simply failed after years of service. To fix this, you should always start by checking for any technical service bulletins that might apply to your vehicle. Next, pop the hood and make sure that sensor is actually plugged in and that the air intake pipe is not broken or leaking. Check the sensor connector for any green corrosion, especially if it sits near the battery where acid fumes can reach it. You can use a digital volt-ohm meter to test the sensor and an infrared thermometer to see if the temperature the computer is reporting actually matches the real-world temperature under your hood. If the sensor readings are way off, then you need to replace it. If the sensor passes its resistance test but the signal is still missing, then you have to trace the wiring back to the computer to find a break or a short. If you find that the wiring is a mess, or if the code keeps coming back even after replacing the sensor, then you should head to a professional diagnostician. Most of the time, a simple visual check and a new sensor will get you back on the road with full power and better fuel economy. Be sure to clear the codes and drive the vehicle until the system is ready to confirm the repair is successful.